Welcome to IC Tarot. In this series, we are having a look at what human interactions we may expect to experience in the coming week. I'm using two decks to do this reading. The first one is called the Animal Whispers Empowerment cards. Let's call it just the Animal deck. And then I've got three cards from the Tarot. So each of the animals is representing one person involved in the interaction. So you may be one or the other. So for this week, we've got the fly and we've got the gorilla. And looking at the tarot cards, we've got the 5 of coins reversed, 6 of coins reversed, and 9 of coins reversed. So definitely the whole situation is going to be revolving around money. And because we've got a fly, you know how annoying flies can be. I have a feeling that the fly is representing a person who will be trying to get some money or will be trying to get back some money. So it may be you or it may be someone to who you owe some money. And now the second person is the person who's got the money, and they will be put in a position when they will have to decide whether they will give the money to the fly or not. So now there's really a few scenarios coming up with this set of cards. Well, the first one, as I mentioned before, this is about basically owing money. So it might be that if you owe money to someone, this person may contact you in the coming week out of the blue, asking for their money back. Or if someone owes you money, suddenly you may have a need to actually get that money back, and you will need to contact that person. So depending on your situation, you will have to use your intuition to see which animal you are here. And now another message coming from these cards is about cash in general, because you know at the moment we use the electronic money, we just use our debit credit cards to pay for things. But sometimes we may be put in a situation when there is no cash machine available, and for example, we have to buy a ticket on the bus, and there's no way to do that but to buy it from the driver, and you need to buy it with cash, and you don't have it, and then you may put yourself in a position of a fly when you may have to try and borrow some money from total strangers just to be able to travel on this bus. Otherwise you may be late for a meeting or late for work, because you would have to go and try and find the cash machine, the nearest cash machine, to be able to buy the ticket. So this is just kind of a reminder that even though electronic money is quite convenient and quite easily accessible, it's not always going to be the case, and it's quite advisable to always have a little bit of cash with you just to prevent yourself from embarrassment and from being put in a situation when you have to ask someone for money, even though you know you've got the money on your bank account. Yeah, you just don't have cash. And another thing is about beggars. This is just to use your own intuition and your own discernment. When there is a beggar approaching you and asking for money, you know, there are always two types of such people. The ones who really need the money and they're asking for either money or food, and then when you buy them food, they will take it and they will eat it. Yeah, and basically using your intuition, you would be able to tell whether this person really is homeless and whether this person really needs help, because there is another type of beggars who treat begging as their job. So they don't really respect the money they receive from other people. And just to give you an example, this is from like a few years ago, when I used to live in Warsaw. That's the capital city of Poland. There used to be gypsies who would beg on the streets for money, or they would get on the tram and play accordion and then try and collect money. And I always had that feeling. I would always turn my head away, pretending that I cannot see them. I would put my earphones on. I just didn't get that vibe from them that they needed that money, because it was more pushy on their side. Yeah, they're almost forcing people to give them money, to give them change. And I would never do that. And rightly so, because there was one day when I was on the tram stop, and I saw a gypsy lady going with, I believe it was 2 kids. They came out of Subway with, I don't know how many sandwiches, or they had sandwiches, crisps, I don't know, ice cream maybe, some soft drinks, basically loads and loads of food. And you could tell that they did not respect that at all. They weren't even eating like normal people would, like respectfully, respecting the food. Yeah, they would just eat half a sandwich and just chug the other half on the pavement. And they just left a massive mess. And those were the people that I saw begging a few days before. And I was like thinking, because it's mainly the main message here is about respecting your own money and respecting your own work, because obviously you put your effort, you put your time to earn your money, and you need to be careful with how you spend it. And I'm not trying to teach you how you should be spending your money. I'm just trying to ask you to use your own intuition, because of course if someone really needs help, then we should help them if we can. But if someone like those gypsies is just approaching you, and you can tell straight away that they don't really need that money, they're almost forcing you to give them some money, then you have the full right to say no, because this is your money. And instead of being a sponsor for them, so to speak, and giving him money for them to spend it in Subway or somewhere, and then you going home and having a cheese tomato sandwich, for example, because you're struggling financially, then obviously this is not a good thing to do. You have to be a little bit egoistic, and you have to take care of your own money. Okay, this would be it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I hope to see you next time.